need a new lobotomy. Wait, all these thoughts are too negative. I don't wanna get lost in the sedative. Gotta show them what I got, I'm competitive. You know I'm about to go off, I won't let them win. I'll take a stab, I wanna chase a bag. I wanna way I can change all the things I lack. I gotta face the facts, I got a taste in that. Got me obsessed with the rest, I got an itch to scratch. I'll give up everything. Daunting thought. If I could see my dreams, I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
I just wanna find a way out, sick of the venom in my brain. Running from the past, wanna escape my pain. I just wanna be a better person, I deserve this. I just wanna break these chains. Always asking for greatness, true to myself, I never fake it. Seen too many ones that are so they get famous. And when I say the truth, most really can't take it. In spite of everything I've been through, I'ma make it. Fake friends, but on my downfall is toxic. Day one, started the outlaws for profit. Now all I do is write verses, no talking. All I do is put the work in, no option. This was everything I ever wanted. Created a legacy off of me, just being honest. And the fake ones hate, but it's all to no avail. They wanna see me lose, but you know I never fail.
I'll give up everything, daunting life. If I can see my dream, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. I'll give up everything, daunting life. If I can see my dreams, make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality. Don't let go. Don't let go. I'll make things right. 'Cause I'll do anything to make what I want a reality.
Swear I won't forget this, why do I regret this? In my mind reckless, thoughts are feeling endless. Sitting up I'm breathless, anxiety's infectious. I feel so defenseless, betrayed and embarrassed. I hate being open, I hate being broken. I feel like an ocean filled up with emotion. Anger ain't a potion, rub it on like lotion. I can feel it soaking, reopen, the scars have awoken. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. 'Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. 'Cause I can't move on till I let go.
The pain makes it real. I don't wanna feel, I just wanna kill the bad thoughts and steal a good thought and feel. I'm just lost to feel, I'm just lost to feel. I need time to heal, I can't steer the wheel. 'Cause this drive to kill, and it gives me chills. A nice road it feels, I slip off the peel and crash all the steel. Will I ever heal?
I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. 'Cause I can't move on till I let go. I can't move on till I let go. I feel so lost, never at home. Need to be strong, every breath hold. 'Cause I can't move on till I
I feel so lost, never at home. Need up every minute with the fever dreams. I push my mind to a limit where it needs to feed. I work blind, got vision I don't need to see. I'm picking mind over matter, I believe in me. I need to find more hours in the day to breathe. Need to find more power in the way I be. And when my mind turns sour with the painful scenes, I need to scream out loud, I can't stop me. I wanna be the greatest like Rocky. You know I leave them all hating like a hobby. I'm out here making moves like a lobby. And if you ain't with me, it's your loss. See, I got my mind on the facts, I'm a python, grab what I like real fast. Took until I have everything I attack, everything that I lack, everything that I want, and I see, matter of fact.
Cause I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it. I'm my own worst enemy. Only if I let it be. I can control anything if I can just think carefully. I control my destiny. Deep up in my mind I manifest it. Every morning I wake up obsessed, and everything I do the best. And deep within my mind, you know I'll always manifest it.
Let's go. I wake up to a little bit of drool on my pillow, feel like it's gonna be a bad day. Yeah, I'm tired of shit, and the coffee ain't hit yet, damn, ain't that great. I don't wanna go to work, cause my boss is a jerk, and I'm not even that paid. I need a change in my life, cause I don't feel alive, and there's nothing that makes me happy. Hold my beer for a minute, I'm about to quit my job, cash in for a ticket. I'm going on a trip and I don't plan to visit. I'm gonna stay there till I feel like I'm winning, and this is just the beginning. I need a big change, help me feel like living. I need a big swing, home runs I'm hitting, and I'll never look back, moving on till I get it all.
And we all got dreams, we all want things. But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it, how you gonna move for it, what you gonna be?
Strife, my right to fight, to die on. And this is my game to play, to claim a brand new name, And I ain't gonna lie to you, I'm a bit nervous that I might screw everything up that I've ever done. But what's the point of living if you ain't having fun? I guess I'll try this, try that, might miss, gotta find what I'm good at. I guess I look here, look there, over where am I scared, where am I at? I gotta make it in this life, whatever makes me happy, know I'm doing things right. Sipping in the summer on a goose and Sprite, or find a nightclub for the end of the night, And we
We all got dreams, we all want things, but what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? And do you believe you can do anything? But what you gonna do for it? How you gonna move for it? What you gonna be? I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. Sometimes I feel like all is lost, but I know it's not true. I wanna put up all my walls cause I'm not in the mood, but then I cut myself off from the rest of the room. I know that time can heal it all if you're patient and soon it can all be worth it, all the searching. Pain is never really permanent, but damn it hurts, man. I could feel all of the turbulence and it's concerning. I've been searching for a purpose, I hope it's worth it. This society is really trying me. Ain't no hide and seek, I hide to be far from anxiety. I need my space, I need my privacy. I need some silence, please, you're all too loud. You don't speak quietly, opinions violently thrown across every surface. It makes me nervous, is the world honestly burning? That's all I'm learning. Hope that we can make a turn and start reversing all our minds and put the work in. We got some work, man. I can hear the demons call when they do what they do. And now I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through, I just gotta get through. Cause I feel like taking off, find a place with a view. The pain is never gonna stop if it's controlling you. I know that time can heal it all, I just gotta get through. I just gotta get through. Gotta get through this, life is a nuisance, tie up some loose ends. I try to be human, find a solution, my evolution. A place like this, it didn't exist, we made it like this. So you can go pick the bad or the good, got a glass halfway. I know, it's easier to hide than just to lay low. Not everyone in life has got a halo. I'm standing in the red inside a payphone. Just wanna break, no, I'm not gonna give in. Shine, Michael J. Win. No, I'm not a robot, I'm in my own skin. Never get lost when thoughts pull you in. I miss the old you. We died with a purpose. All the energy around me felt nervous, scared I would pop up.
What is going on, fam? Welcome back to another episode, and we have a lot to talk about. I think the death blow could have just got said for Biddy. We'll get to that when we get to the news, but someone you don't want to say buy Bitcoin has said buy Bitcoin. I think you know who I'm talking about. We'll see what happens from here, but the historicals will say Bitcoin's gonna go down when someone says buy. That being said, I am going to read you this. We're going to go to the Kabisi letter. I want to read this real quick because this about sums up everything. And we're starting off a little bit different today. Stocks are rising like the trade war is over. Gold is rising like the trade war is escalating. Yields are rising like the U.S. has avoided a recession. Oil prices are falling like the U.S. is entering a recession. The U.S. dollar index is falling like inflation is gone. Bitcoin is rising like inflation is back. Never a dull moment in the market. I'm telling you what, if you're an analyst, man, it's crazy. It is crazy, and it is really hard to figure out. Sometimes it just doesn't even make sense, right? Our credit score got reduced by Moody's, and yet the market reacts positively. It's wild to think about. I will say that I was 100% wrong on my thought process with that, but hey, it is what it is, right? We're just gonna roll with the flow, but how do we get ahead of it? We look at the charts. And that's what we'll have to stick to. I mean, there are news-based moves. Don't get me wrong. Like, it will move because of news. There's no doubt about it. But how do we find those important levels, those key levels, right, that can help you get ahead and give you a little bit of a statistical advantage? That's why you watch the show. That's why we're here. It's why we do this. All right. Much love to everybody that's over in the chat. I know I made you guys wait for quite some time here, but, you know, I was just trying to get ahead of everything. So let me go ahead and give you guys some shout outs. Now, sorry, I can't go all the way back for whatever reason. It's like covering up some of it, but hopefully I get most of you. I know David Brumbelow was in here. What is up, my dude? Jessica, look. Laura Lee. Hello, hello. How are you? HRJ Trading's in the house. My dude, Army Piper. Appreciate you. Much love, brother. Hope all is well. We're going to have to get up and do a show together here soon. No doubt about it. Let's see who else we got. We got Mike Play. What's up to you, brother? Good to see you. What up, what up? Bull Rider, how you doing? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. French Toaster. Hola, my friend. Hola. The Dusty Hunt. What a yo, what's up to you? My man B Team Crypto. What's up, man? Thank you for being here. Scrolling down. Heart, what is up? He said we need the ribs. Hey, man, we're gonna get the ribs back. Like I said, I think probably in the next like couple weeks we will be a third of the way there. All right. So if you guys don't know, I gotta like recalibrate, re-get my hours. All right. I got the subs. I had the hours, but because I hadn't posted on my channel in so long, I got demonetized. Go figure. Crypto Ben, what is up to you? So one way you can help me, like, subscribe, share, notifications, and keep on watching. That helps a lot, actually. Scrolling down a little bit more. We got Crypto Ben, what up to you? Let's see. I think I said, did I say HRJ? If I didn't say HRJ, let me tell you, get over to the Discord. All right, my man is dropping some setups. They're fire. Get over there, take advantage of it while you can, because I'm telling you, real soon, like, it ain't gonna be free no more. All right, so he's dropping that fire, so get over there, take advantage of it now while you can, and then see if you like it. Stick around. The Inverse Kramer. Somebody might be ahead of it. Junior, what's up to you? Yo, how you doing? Wixwife fine 89. Hello, lovely lady. Defiant, what up to you, man? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for being here. Much love. We appreciate you. Piper out here calling for 170k Bitcoin. Oh, geez. Yeah, that's Army Pipe Bear. Pipe Bear. All right. Bitcoin price did push up though, bro. It did, no doubt about it. But now it's game on. All right, we went up. We took out some liquidity. We're retesting some highs. I mean, it's gonna be a hard push. Let's be real about it. Ain't no doubt about it. All right. Here we go. I think I got all of you. If I didn't say something in the chat, I will give you a shout out, because that's how I roll around here. Kelly Kel, I see you sneaking in there at the end. I almost missed you. All right. So here we go. Let's go ahead and get this started. Got to work around my coffee here. My coffee's in the way. Cheers to that. If you guys don't know, I work at night. So last night was one of those nights. So I literally woke up and I was like, straight to the computer, get it all set up. One of the things that's going to happen today is we're going to be doing it live. Kenny are subscribed to the channel. Okay. Kelly, are you playing games over there? Subscribing, resubscribing. Thank you. All right. Here we go. Total market cap is sitting at 3.32 trillion. That's up 0.19%. Fear and greed index is at 68. Slow trickle down. We see Bitcoin at 105,545. Ethereum at 2486. Now look at that. Interesting enough, Bitcoin is up just a small bit. Ethereum is down 1.43%. Why is that? Is there some selling pressure? I might have an article for you. All right, over the crypto bubbles, Aave looking good. Andrea ain't here, but you know what? I know she's happy. That's up 10.5%. She just keeps saying in the Discord, I love Aave. There it is, 10.5%. Let's go. CRV is up 4.9. Quant is up 4%. Let's see, big movers to the negative? Really? There is no real big movers. We'll say the lead in the charge here. This is the top 100, by the way. LDO is down 5.8 and LTC down 5.1. Everything else is sub 5. IP's at 5. There you go. But everything else is sub 5. So, I mean, it's kind of a mixed market. Generally, I'll say a slightly negative. But to see Bitcoin push up and consolidate, I don't think anybody can be mad at that, honestly. So looking all right now. We'll see how this plays out, but we'll get to the charts here in a minute. Next thing we got to look at is the liquidation heat map. Now it's on the 3-day right now, which you can see a little liquidity is coming in at about 106.8. All right, I think we had 107.2 listed on the weekly, if I remember correctly. So we know there's some liquidity up there. It bulks it together, right? So it makes all of this look a little bit hotter once you zoom out. So just so you understand kind of how that works. But on the 3-day, we're starting to pop. We're starting to pop down here. All right, just under 102. I'd probably label 102 because as we saw last time with the Pac-Man, man, he just came down and took all of it. He wanted it all. He was a hungry Pac-Man, no doubt about it. All right, so 102 and about 107, right? 102, 107. That's our two real key areas we'll keep an eye on here. And let's go over to Biddy itself. All right, so you can see I got it labeled already. What do you say? You know what? I said 102. This is 101.2, so it has updated a little bit since yesterday. Let's go ahead and move it up. Let's move it up. Got to make that change. All right, again, we're gonna do a couple of these things live, no doubt about it. I didn't have too much time to get set up, so here we go. 102. That's simple. This is how you update your charts. All right, so, and of course I just completely, what did I do there? I see what I did. Forgot a 0. There it is. We're back in the fight. Now, that's pretty interesting, right? You've updated your liquidity level, and man, it almost lines up as a horizontal. It also aligns with value area low. It also aligns with the 0.382. It also is pretty darn close to this ascending level of support that we have seen now 3 times. 1, 2, 3. All right, now are we gonna see a similar pattern like this, right? Yeah, breakout, almost like a breakout fake out, come back down, retest the POC and the ascending level of support, and then off and away we go. Could be in play, but I would say if it does come down, I would look for the wick. All right, I would look for a wick to come down here and take that liquidity, retest that 382, then reestablish the range, and then look for that move up. Where can we go if we go up? This is going to be a simple analysis today. I'm not going to get too complex with it. All right, we did a little fib extension. We talked about that yesterday. Your 618 goes to 109.176. So come back down, retest this area here at about 102, and then work its way back up to 109.176. Very much in play. Very, very much in play. But then is that where the fun ends? All right, because once we get into price discovery, let's be real. All right, you can do it all you want. You can draw all your trend lines, you can do all your fib extensions, but when it gets to price discovery, you never know when somebody's going to step in and say profits are good for me. All right, and that changes the game, right? All right, to the bottom side, right? We got a couple key levels I want you guys to at least pay attention to. One of them, I took a lot of the lines off, all right? But we have a nice little horizontal at about 98K. It is the top of the range. So I want you to mark that on your charts. All right, 98K. Hear me clear. 98K. Mark that on your charts. Why? That is the golden pocket of this retracement, and it is the top of the range. All right, we've seen this over and over again where we have retested the top of the range. All right, so it may not come immediately, but when you start zooming out and you start looking at the structure and the things that Bitcoin likes to do, it's retest the top of the range. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised to see that. That's why I say mark it on your charts. Be ready. Okay, I'm not by any means am I saying, hey, we got to go to 98K. I'm just saying, hey, if it does go to 98K, you'll probably see some price action. Why not be ready for that? So that's a way to get ahead of the charts. All right, get ahead of the price action. Again, your high side here, you got to break that. I can't get confident and seeing any kind of movement to the upside if I'm looking for continuation until we actually break. All right, breakout retest, then you look for continuation up and right. The other area I want you to mark on your charts if you haven't done already, I know some of you have, see this little Bitcoin logo? Mark that. All All right, that's about 95.2. So you got a really nice horizontal there. You got previous POC. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff going on in the range itself. You also have the value area high of this previous range, but 95.2 has a lot of confluence between trend lines, between moving averages. The dynamic reactor is going to end up there at some point, right? It's working its way up. I mean, look at it all converging right now. It's all converging. All right, the 200, the dynamic reactor, and the moving shift indicator that I like to use here recently. This moving shift indicator, I actually updated it though. This aligns with the 50-day SMA. Almost overlays it. Pretty gnarly when you start zooming out, man, because look at some of the bangers that this moving average shift can catch. It's a trend catcher. I'm gonna let you be known. All right, so when you're seeing these shift in the colors, it's the trend that it's really trying to give you an indication of. And this is free, right? This is, I mean, you could use the paid part of ChartPrime and they have that on here, but you could use this one and it's free. So if you don't have the money, I recommend you use it, right? Don't get me twisted. But if you don't, this one's pretty good for catching some trends, man. You can see it really caught this one here. If you're looking at that, let's even say we took the bottom, right? I'm always going to be a realist here. You might have got faked out by that little candle there. Then to the top, that's a 12% move. You're going to take that all day. And that move right there is 25%. Now you're going to get beat up in consolidation. So you always want to make sure you move your stop loss to entry. No doubt about that, because you will end up upside down when you're in consolidation. Like that's just the way it is. But I'm just saying, you know, people were asking, they're like, well, how are you kind of anticipating a breakout? Honestly, this was the main driving force for me looking at a potential breakout right here. It was riding it down, it flipped, it broke out, and it retested. You know, all things I wanted to see. And I was like, hey, man, the door is open. The door is open for a breakout. And I pointed that out on a few different altcoins. So that being said, let's go ahead and move it along. All right, we're going to get into some of the news. We'll run through that real quick. Actually, before we do that, I'm going to do your guys' favorite part of the show. I think it's your favorite part because this is where you guys really start to engage. It is the daily DGen. Let's go. All right. The daily DGen here. I give you guys the opportunity as the audience to vote whether we go long or short, and we don't really do much TA on it. And you guys are just hitting bangers, zinging it left and right. I think you guys hit for about 24% yesterday. Good on you. I mean, we have not lost yet on the daily DGen. It's been absolutely wild. The worst thing we had was stop loss to entry. And it just shows you, like, you do all this analysis and you're like, you get this whole workout like, oh, all these reasons why we can go long or short. And I think we've hit like 10 daily DGens in a row. We haven't lost a daily DGen. So we did lose some on the nightcap, but on this show, we have not. It's been absolutely insane. All right, so you guys right now are 29 votes, 83% long, 17% short. And of course, you know, I just scroll through and it's literally whatever appeals to me. I'm just looking. Let's see what we got. We have great luck on Fartcoin. We've hit on that, I think, a couple times already. Let's do something different. Ondo with a little move there, but that's not a true poop coin. Turbo not doing too much. What is this? Mubarak. I don't even know what it is. And that's exactly why we're gonna do it. All right, looking at this here, you could have a little room to run. We'll see. You are hitting a little bit of horizontal resistance, but hey, man, if that pops, it pops. Let's go. 20x, low capital, by the way. So don't get too excited. Don't be like, oh, he made $1. Yeah, $1 is like 20-some% in this. So I will be very nice on what I was about to say. It's PG-13, sirs and madams. All right, here we go. Going long. There it is. We're in there. 20x play on Mubarak, whatever that is. All right, let's go over to the chat here. Let's see what you guys got going on. I'm going to go ahead and close the poll out. 29 votes. Thank you guys. I appreciate you for voting. Let's see, checking up on the chat here a little bit. 11% already. Here we go again. Let's go down to the smaller time frame. We were on the hour. And dump a do. We'll see. Checking on the chat though. Checking the chat. Let's see what we got. We got JR in the chat. What's up, man? Good to see you. He's also dropping some TA in the Discord as well, so come check it out. Darren does things. What is up to you? Making dinner, sorting laundry, and dishes too. FML. That's the life, man. It's the life of an adult. It sucks, man. No doubt about it. Got to be responsible. Uh-oh. I don't know. We need a push here. We need a push from Mubarak. See if I can catch up on the chat just a little bit. Dingbat99, what's up to you? Hey, hey. It looks like Army Piper's getting out of here later, bro. Thank you for being here. Much appreciated. Just scrolling down. Hard for me to wrap my head around DCAing weekly with these insane price levels. I actually love that you said that, WixWiFi 8 and 9. We're gonna go to the charts, and I'm gonna show you why it is never too late. It is never too late. Brackish Adventures, he said time to short. What's up to you, brother? Thank you for being here. Appreciate you being in the chat. It's one of those things, man. I'm a man of the people, bro. So I go with what they say. Sometimes I'll give them a little bit. But you know, I just gotta roll with it. That's how the daily DJing works, man. It's a lot of fun, actually. All right, stop loss to entry. I don't know if this is gonna get stopped out or not, but we're gonna do the smart thing. Still want to teach healthy habits. I don't know if that's gonna hold up. Nope. Oh, fake out. Oh no. Womp womp. Well, it was probably the right move. We'll see. We'll see. Stop loss entry. That's all right. We didn't lose. We didn't lose, and that's okay. Should have let that run a little bit more. Or not. Maybe it was the right move. Maybe it was the right move. You got a little horizontal going on here. We'll see if it bounces. Be interesting. But let's go ahead and let's talk about that mindset here. All right, so the DCA thing, while Bitcoin price is so high, I think that's a really, really important topic of conversation. And let me give you a little argument to the contrary. Let's go on the daily. Now, I can't remember the time frame that I did the back testing on, so let me be clear about that. But what I did figure out, because I was like, yeah, DCA, right? How does this work? What you're doing is, if you were to buy the all-time high in 2021, all right, you bought the high and you laddered in essentially to your position, DCA'd into your position, and you did it on a time-based DCA schedule. What I figured out is that if you DCA'd in all the way down to the bear market, okay, all the way down to the bear market, you would have lowered your cost basis to somewhere in the 30s. Okay, I can't remember the exact number, but I did go back and do the analysis. You were somewhere in the 30s. All right, so you lowered your cost basis to somewhere in the 30s, and you bought the absolute top. Think about it. If you lowered your cost basis to the 30s, let's say it was the high 30s. All right, somewhere in the high 30s, right? I'm just making an assumption here, because remember, you're still DCAing in through. Let's say it's the 30s. I mean, as soon as it breaks, right? You break over 30 or over 40, you're in profit. Even though you bought the top, you're now in profit. And as price continue to work its way up, you're in substantial profit. You continue to DCA in. Now, granted, your cost basis is starting to move up as you continue to DCA in. I will acknowledge that. But what happened? We got another leg up. And so you are in huge profit right now. huge. Now it's a matter of, do I start to DCA out? Do I pay myself? Do I take those profits? Or am I just hodling for life? And that's the power of DCA in a nutshell. Very, very quickly, you're lowering your cost basis, you know, the longer you stay in, most likely, right? It's kind of a timing thing. There's no doubt about that. Like, you could have also done the contrary, and you could have bought the bottom, right? And that, in essence, as price action is working its way up, is raising your cost basis. I understand that, but you are accumulating more, and price continuation is still happening. So therefore, you're still making money. All right, so DCA for the win all day, every day. There's no doubt about it. As much as I love being here, as much as I love telling you guys, like, hey, look at these key levels here. You know, we could get a bounce here. We could get a rejection here. I am also a complete realist. And the easiest and the most tried and true method when it comes to investing is DCA. Statistically, you are more likely to beat those that trade. Now, those that trade, like, if you're decent at it, you know, there's gains to be made, and there's ways to prevent your exposure to the market. That's my big thing. I want to keep exposure, but I also want to limit exposure. It's a weird conundrum, but that's kind of my approach, right? Like, it's a way to protect myself, because you have like the FTX fiasco that we had before. You know, that's when I started trading more so than holding. I don't know that that's on the cards anymore. I think the whole game is different. The whole game has really, it's shifted because the government is involved. Like, Coinbase is like being regulated now. So I don't think we really have to worry about that. That is why I use Coinbase specifically for an on-ramp, off-ramp, not Binance, even though Binance is the biggest. I don't trust them, to be very clear with you. But Coinbase, I see that almost as like a bank at this point. And if you keep your money in USD specifically, I try to teach people this as well. If you keep it in USD, it is held at a separate financial institution. It is actually in their terms of service. It used to be about 5 different banks that your money would be held. USD. Okay, so hear that clear. Not USDT, not USDC, USD. Then it is held at a separate financial institution, and it is subject to FDIC insurance. So that is why the way I used to attack it for quite some time, I've gotten a little bit more comfortable at this point. I know a lot of people scream, not your keys, not your wallets, whatever. Got it. I totally understand that, but I'm a trader, so my money has to be on an exchange or some sort of, it has to exchange hands somehow, right? That's just the way it works. I'm just more comfortable with Coinbase at this point. Now, I don't like to trade on Coinbase. Hear that very clearly. The fees are astronomical. So if you're gonna let USDC sit, why not collect the free money, right? Yeah, I think it's like 4.5% or somewhere around there. You can just let it sit and you can accumulate while you figure out what you want to do. But anyways, long tangent, DCA and Coinbase on-ramp, off-ramp. I wouldn't trade on there. All right. So let's get over. Actually, I want to go back to. Okay, yeah, it did pull back a little bit. I was just curious to see what it did after we got out. So I think we saved ourselves in the short term. So that was probably the right play. Sorry about that. Just going back to the daily degen. So all good, man. That was short-lived. That was really short-lived, but it looks like we made the right call, and that's why you want to move your stop loss to entry. You will not a lot of times, but there are some times you will get stopped out a little premature, but this one seems to be one of those ones that played out in our favor. So here you go. Live to fight another day. Maybe I might think about doing another one, but let's go over the economic calendar. Thursday, May 22nd, you got existing home sales, and Tuesday, May 27th, you got durable goods month over month. May 28th, FOMC minutes. May 29th, GDP growth rate. That one could shake things a little bit. And then Friday, you got core PCE price index, personal income month over month, and personal spending month over month. So I would say later in the week there, right after the Bitcoin conference, you're going to have some good, I won't say good, you're going to have some news that could potentially shake the market there. So next thing up, oh no, you know what we got to do. Sorry, I forgot. I came in hot on this one. We got to sound the siren. All right, here we go. Jim Cramer suggests buying Bitcoin as a hedge against excessive government borrowing. No. No. We've been here before. We have been here before. Yeah. Anytime Jim Cramer says something, I pretty much am inverse Cramer, and I think most of us are at this point. It's unbelievable, the hit rate. When he says buy, Bitcoin goes down. When he says sell or it's junk or whatever he says about it, it goes up. It's almost like a game at this point that people are playing. It's unbelievable. So yeah, man, if you believe in the inverse Cramer, he's done it again. So be careful out there. I did show you some reasons why it could turn anyways, but here nor there. Here we go. All right, Jeffrey Wilkie appears to have withdrawn 105,737 Ethereum from Kraken via 8 new wallets just an hour after depositing the same amount per Arkham data. All right, so what is that worth? I think that's over, I want to say $200 million worth of Ethereum. I think it was like 280, something like that. But I mean, maybe does he know something we don't know? You know, is he think there's going to be a little bit of a pullback, taking out some money while he can, or is it just, you know, he's due and he's able to do it? You know, because sometimes that happens where, you know, you're holding it for, you know, long enough. There's been times where individuals that are higher up leadership within companies, CEOs, things of that nature, actually are required to take out money sometimes. So I don't know why. I don't know the why behind it. I just know that it happened. All right, so that is that, and that could explain why Ethereum, you know, like I said, Bitcoin was pretty much neutral. Ethereum was actually down 1.5% or so. So that could be a reason to hold it down just a little bit here, but not ideal. All right, you had a nice little run for Ethereum. I don't know if this will be enough to scare anybody, because grand scheme of things, 200 million, is it really that much? Probably not. All right, let's go back to the chat real quick. Let's say what's up, see what you guys got going on here. Alts getting pummeled, or alts. All right, we'll have to take a look at that. Scrolling. Albert, what's up to you, man? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. JR is taking a 5-minute DGen play. My man. Roman Brave, good afternoon. Good afternoon. Just scrolling down here, going through the chat a little bit. I'm gonna close out some of these windows while I got the opportunity so it doesn't slow down the computer. I noticed I got a little choppy in the beginning yesterday. All right, who else we got here? I do both hold and trade. My dude Pump Hog. That's Crypto Squid. What's up to you, bro? Thank you for being here. All right, Darren does things. If you're worried about your call spaces going up, just keep a stop loss at entry on the BTC and restart DCA if you ever stop out. Yeah, man, that's definitely a tactic. Definitely. I mean, you could no doubt do that. But if it does go down, to the contrary, right? What did I talk about? You begin to lower your call spaces again. So if you're going to be in it for a long period of time, and you're not worried about like, hey, I'm not retiring in the next few years, then you just keep DCAing in. And I've had the same conversation with my mom. I think she was getting near retirement. The market dumped. She was just really upset. And I was like, hey, this is the time you buy, actually. Like, continue to invest, lower your cost basis. And then when you're ready to actually pull that money, I was like, it's likely to be back up. And it did. It went back up. Larksy, what is up? Good evening, Fly and Jesse. What's up to you? Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. All right, cool. I think I got everybody shouted out. Let's go ahead and get back to the charts here. You know, we got a couple things to look at. We want to look at the total market cap. Let's pull that up here. And here we are. So we talked a little bit about this. I'm not going to beat it up too much. You do have a trend line here. We talked about how, you know, to make this trend line a little bit more usable, right? You want to intersect as many of the wicks as you can, just to make, you know, take an average. It's not the, again, it's not the end all be all, but you do have some resistance above you, both a horizontal level as well as a trend line here. You have a descending, broadening megaphone or wedge, whatever you want to call it here. But you know, it's more likely to break to the upside. However, I don't know. I just think the 3 trillion mark is just calling my name for some reason. But the market is just so bullish. It's looking really, really good right now. It's hard to fight against the momentum that you see. But again, man, look at how gnarly this moving average shift indicator is. It really does well. I get a little beat up in consolidation, but when it trends and it catches it pretty well, which is cool. All right, so there you go. You have that. You're going to be fighting through some resistance. If you get a breakout retest, man, I mean, you're coming back and retesting some of the highs here at about 3.6. That'll be nice to see, but you're going to have to break 3.4. And that's what you're going to have to keep an eye on right now, honestly. So 3 trillion, I'd say mark that just as a spot where you can see a bounce, right? If we do get rejected, then you can look for a bounce here. That also aligns with the 200 SMA. So give you some key levels to look at on total market cap, USDT dominance. Talked about that yesterday. We are getting squeezed with the 200 SMA as well as a horizontal level of support. But right now you are pretty much forming ascending levels of support, ascending levels of resistance here. Honestly, the breakout would actually technically be to the downside. But we'll see, man. We'll see how that plays out. That's how it played out here. There's no doubt about it. But I just think this is a stronger level of support, right? This was kind of in the middle of no man's land. Dynamic reactor, yes, it did hold up, but really, you know, there wasn't a lot of horizontals to support it really holding in that area as well. It's different down here. You can see very clear areas of support and resistance, and I think this may be a little bit stronger of a level. So we will see, but keep an eye on that. Obviously, inverse correlation, right? We do get a bounce. We do find support. Like I said, there's room to run. There is room to run. There's room for Bitcoin, you know, actually to continue up. Like, look where we're at right here. Look at where the support is. You know, you still got some room to run. That's very much open right now. But then once we get down here, that's when you got to really start sounding the alarm and thinking about, okay, are we due for a reversal? At least, you know, because of this inverse correlation to USDT dominance. So pretty much a really big decision point. If you break out here, you get over the 200 SMA, breakout retest, and then look for that move up, then obviously, you know, that's not going to be a great thing for Bitcoin. The first thing I would look for is the dynamic reactor. You know, with support, why wouldn't it be resistance? All right, so giving you two spots to look for right now. If USDT dominance does make a move, I think you'll find resistance here in vicinity of the dynamic reactor at about 4.92, and then the support level is going to be about 4.5. Close, yeah, pretty close, 4.5. All right, so that covers USDT dominance, total market cap. Let's look at the NASDAQ. We haven't looked at that too much here. This thought process does not change. This is in the Discord. I posted in there as well, but got an area of resistance, value area high. You can see it's already acting as resistant. Are we really gonna go up and retest the all-time highs for NASDAQ? I mean, we're not far away. I just don't know that we're ready for that. So I would look for a little bit of a pullback with a bounce here in this area. I don't think that would be too weird or crazy to see. And then it just gives us more time, right? There's just a lot of instability in the market. We're really never sure what's going on with the whole tariff fiasco. So again, I think this is a nice little level of support for the NASDAQ. You can see some of the moving averages, dynamic reactor, all kind of working its way up as well to provide you a little bit of additional support, all converging here. So we do break down and lose that level. This would be the first spot that I would look for some support. 200 SMA dynamic reactor and the 50 SMA as well as the moving average shifts, all converging into one area at about 76. By the time it gets there, I'd probably put it a little closer to 76, maybe 77. 76.5 to 77 would be a little bit more realistic here if we do lose this level, but I would expect a bounce here. That's what I'm anticipating for the NASDAQ. Let's look at an actual stock. We haven't looked at stocks too much as of late here, and that's something I do want to incorporate. Tesla's a biggie. I know some of the nerds here like crypto and Tesla, as well as Apple. Goodness gracious, it's been a while since I've done any TA on Tesla, but we're gonna look at it. We are gonna look at it, man. Look at this trend line here. Fire. Look at that, man. You came all the way back down, and what'd you do? You retested the trend line, and then that's where you took off. Unbelievable. And then of course, like, look at the same thing. I'm telling you, this moving average shift. I'm a believer. It's so simple. It's just a 50 SMA, but it correlates to the trend, right, of the candles itself. It just changes it. I mean, look at this. let's say you took the top of that candle and the bottom of your first close. That's 49%. Anyone taking that? Sign me up. Here you go. You probably lost that. Probably put your thing back at stop loss. Let's be realistic. Candle close. Candle close. 25, almost 26%. It's a range monster. 22%. Yeah, you're going to lose trades, but you're also going to catch bangers. I don't know, just saying. It's the simple stuff, man. Sometimes you just got to keep it easy. Like if you're a 9-to-5er, you know, and you just want to do some swing trading, you find little things like this. I'll have to go back and do some back testing on it, but we may have just found a super simple thing. Let's see the historicals on it. But for Tesla itself, let's look at that right now. It looks like you are coming up to a little area of resistance right here. Just looking at it. Let's go ahead and put a little box on there. All I'm doing is just taking where I see support and clear resistance right there. Basically, right, you got to stop, had a little pit stop there, broke through with authority, came down, retested it. You had support. All right, try to hold up a support, ultimately broke down, retest, breakdown, right? That's the big thing for me. So if you guys don't know me here, this is the big key right here. All right, so you see support, see resistance, and then you have that breakout retest, which shows you this is a pretty key level. So I don't know if you're going to push up much higher than 360 initially. You'll probably get a rejection. Looks like you're already starting to kind of show a little bit of weakness here. Come back down likely would be my guess. If you want an opportunity to get back into this at 200 SMA, I mean, look, it's talking to you. It showed you. People are watching the 200 SMA. It's a big trading thing for especially TradeFly. Especially TradeFly. I mean, we look at it in crypto, no doubt about it. But in TradeFly, you got a lot of money looking at the 200 SMA. All right, so you can see rejection, rejection, rejection. Ultimately, it just moved through with authority. So that's when you know it's ready to make its move. If you go down to probably some smaller time frames, you probably saw a breakout retest would be my guess. But again, that's where I would look to, like if you're trying to add to a bag, trying to get back into it, that would be your first pit stop there. That's probably about 300. Nice little psychological round number as well, kind of lining up. And then this trend line, if we ever come back down to this trend line, of course, you're looking for some price action off of that. Who knows where that'll be at the time. If price ever does come down, that's a pretty far drop, but I would, you know, anticipate somewhere around 200. Again, a nice little psychological area. Let's do a fixed range volume profile here. Sorry, not a fixed range. Maybe a fib retracement. Goodness gracious. All right, fib retracement 0.382. That would align with your moving averages. I like it. And you guys know, bullish continuation, where do you want to hit? 0.382. Especially if you're looking for some swing trades. The high of the range sitting there in that area as well. I mean, there's a lot of confluence that lines up here. Let's go ahead and put a little box on this area here. It ain't perfect, but I like it. All right, let's go green. There you go. Simple enough. Two little areas. Keep an eye on Tesla. Covered a little TradFly today. Let's see what a coin is doing. All right, looking for that breakout retest still of an area of resistance here. Let's go ahead and make that red-ish. That's too red. That's like Christmas red. There we go. All right, here we go. Let's move that out. Move this out. Do a little fib retracement on that as well. Oh yeah. I mean, that's kind of aligning a lot like Tesla. Man, look at the gap here. Whew. That's a gnarly gap. So coming back down to this area would make a lot of sense, right? Fill the gap, 382, you got 200 SMA, a lot of things lining up. A lot of things lining up there. Just kind of coming back left on the chart, looking at some of the price action as well. You do see pretty clear support and resistance right here. It's kind of nice too when this, the colors actually make the groups of price action a little bit more prominent as well. So you can see a nice little horizontal right there, pretty much at the top of the gap. But yeah, the area I'd say I like for Coinbase right now is probably around 222. If you get a nice little pullback, 200 SMA, dynamic reactor, all kind of lining up in that area. Could have some drawdown with that one just because of the gap. But something to keep an eye on. About 222. All right, let's go ahead and get into some altcoins. See what you guys are talking about here in the chat real quick. Altcoins hardly moving when BTC is so volatile. Yeah, I mean, the volatility has definitely picked up for Bitcoin, which is very, very interesting. And altcoins are just kind of chilling, which is okay, right? Like, as long as the altcoins aren't getting pummeled, this is good. This is good, right? We want Bitcoin to move up. You want to see it consolidate. Once it consolidates, I keep trying to tell you, you're going to see that rotation. It's gotta chill out. It'll chill out, it consolidates, and then you'll see a rotation, and it's going to be like playing whack-a-mole. Okay, like you're going to see different altcoins pop at different times, and you're like, I had Solana and I sold it because it didn't do anything, and then I moved it to Cardano and then it didn't do anything, and it's like sometimes you're just going to have to be like, all right, I'm going to layer into a few of these altcoins, have some exposure, and they're going to pop at different times. And then it's a matter of when are you taking your profits, or, you know, when are you going to exit your trade? You know, so that's what I kind of anticipate, to be honest with you. If Bitcoin holds current values, all right, if Bitcoin pulls back, you know what's going to happen. You know what's going to happen. The rest of the market is just going to pull back, and that's just the way it works, unfortunately. Coinbase itself, yep, talked about the breakout retest, gave you a couple key levels. Cool, let's move it. Let's keep it moving. Talking about Cardano, let's take a look see at Cardano. Pretty gnarly little pullback for Cardano. Can't say I'm too surprised. 73 cents was a level we want to see hold. We've talked about that quite a bit. All right, that's previous POC. That's the top of the range. Close enough to the top of the range. All right. But you do have the dynamic reactor working underneath the view of support. You got the golden pocket. There's a lot of confluence here in vicinity of about 73 cents. About 73 cents for Cardano is a nice little spot. Very much in play for it to come down to the platinum pocket. You do have this level here that I think would act as support as well. Let's go ahead and make that green. But really, I mean, I'd say my higher confidence area, unfortunately, of course you're like, oh, gee, good call, man. But 55 cents, right? It's at 56 right now, just to kind of give me an alert. But 55 cents is what we were looking at before. Now, I'm not, again, just understand, I'm not saying it's going to go here, okay? So don't get all freaked out. But why not set an alert? Set an alert here at a place that you know is more likely to hold up as support, and then you may have an opportunity to get in. That's kind of the way I approach this sometimes. But right now, I do like just looking at the structure. It looks good, man. Move up, cool off, move up, cool off, move up, cool off. Retest the high of the range. I would say this is probably a decent spot for Cardano right now. Yeah, I'm going to keep my eye on Cardano. This might be something I'm interested in taking a play on. It just, I mean, there's a lot of things that are lining up right now. Horizontals, I mean, it's all right there. We'll talk more about that in the Discord. Could be an opportunity here for Cardano though, right about where it's at. So, come on over to the Discord. A little shill for that. Let's see, Cardano. I don't think I talked about the breakout retest, but 84 cents, that's where I get a lot more bullish for Cardano, just to be fully transparent, because there is a lot of freedom of movement up here, as you can see with the price action. Up to $1 is probably going to be pretty easy for Cardano if it breaks about 84 cents. All right. Let's see. AVAX. Let's look at AVAX. I did sell my bag of AVAX, by the way. Offloaded a lot. And that has been the right move. So now I have the opportunity to buy more if I would like. Let's see. Whew. Unbelievable. Nice little 40% move. Let's look at a fib retracement here. Let's go. And that's at the golden pocket as well. What I don't really like about that, though, I know it's at the golden pocket, which is dope, but it really did fall outside of the range that you wanted to maintain. You really wanted to see it hold a little bit closer to the 0.5 at about $23. Would have been nicer to see. Now you kind of get in that weird middle ground of like, are we retesting the bottom of the zone? Or are we going to work our way back in, you know, and get over this? I mean, this horizontal right here at about 0.5, you can see is pretty clear just with price action. That's, yeah, about 23. That's really where you want to be. So I would probably chill on AVAX just based on that. I'd want to be over 23 to be looking at a position. And I mean, this is coming back. It looks a little bit more aggressive than Cardano, the way it's pulling back. Long term, though, I do like AVAX, just to be clear about it. So this was what we were hoping for. All right, this is, you know, just trying to get ahead of price action. I think I put that up like last week. We were looking for a rejection, got the rejection. We would have liked to see the retest at the 0.382, top of the zone here. That did not play out. That did not hold up. And you can see, like, it just fell right through. So it did a breakout retest in the inverse. So it's more of a short opportunity. Like, you can see it broke right through, retest, came down, and then ultimately continuation. So, but this is still something that could play out in the longer term. You just shift it, right? You look for it to break out again. Probably going to get a rejection in the same spot. Likely would be looking for support. But I mean, in terms of the structure, that looks fine. You don't want to see that change too much, though. Right? Kind of just up, cool off, up, cool off, and then look for it maybe to do that. So, oop, don't want that. And you got blue arrows on blue arrows. I'm sure that's really helpful for you guys, but you understand what I'm saying. Keeping the structure. Goodness gracious, what are you doing? What is that doing? That was weird. Glitching out on me. But yeah. AVAX, I'd probably hold. Put a break check on that one for now. Got the dynamic reactor above you as well. So let's go ahead and flip this. I don't know that I'm going to say it's resistance right now. It's just indecision, really, on my part, to be perfectly transparent with you. Here's your better zone, though. Like, if it does continue to work its way down, we've hit on this twice now. I bought this dip and I bought this one. So, but I have exited, just so you know, full transparency. All right, so that is AVAX. Let me see what you guys got going on in the chat real quick. I'll give you guys an opportunity to go ahead and list a token. Put something in there. JR says, I use moving average shift as well. Toss some magic this AM with it to Frank the Tank using the MACD feature. 50 MA is good. That's sick. Crypto Sammy, what's up to you, man? Thanks for being here. So we got stopped because I moved stop loss to entry on the daily degen. Let me see where that's at right now. So we're about, yeah, we would be upside down in it because the buy was here. So yeah, it was the right move. Basically, we had a nice little push up. I think we were up about 10% or so, moved stop loss to entry, and then price action pulled back down. So we got stopped out, but live to fight another day. Live to fight another day, man. I ain't mad at all. But that's the way you got to roll when you're doing scalp trading. No doubt about it. All right. Let's see here. Scrolling through the chat real quick. Kyle Fields. Yo. What's up, man? All good, bro. Thanks for being here. Andrew Cameron. How you doing, brother? Maybe. Sup. How you doing? Not a shill. It's lit AF. You talking about the Discord? Sorry, I'm trying to catch up on some of the chat. H bar. All right. We can look at H bar. I haven't looked at that in a while. All right, let's go H bar. And then we'll get out of here. All right, so it looks like I got a little macro, won't call it little, macro fib retracement going on for H bar. Came all the way down pretty close to the platinum pocket, retested the bottom. I think I remember talking about this area here though. This was an area I was really interested in for H bar for a few reasons, and I do remember top of the range. Look at this huge wick here, kind of aligns with the golden pocket. Now, yes, it did fall below the golden pocket, right? It's probably just clearing out some liquidity, came back in. But it did give you an opportunity, right? Came back in, retest, and then looked at moving up, but it in confluence with this moving average shift. I'm telling you, man, this is nice, right? So like, check this out. Like you get back above the golden pocket, right? That's good. And you come right up to the 200 SMA as well as the dynamic reactor and get a rejection, but you come back to the golden pocket and get your retest right here. So you get your retest right there. And then off and away. 200 SMA though, that's kind of your big thing, your big line in the sand right now. That's providing most of the resistance, but H bar, same as the other. The structure looks good, right? Nice little cool down. Do you see that next push up? Interact with the 200 SMA. So from here, where you're at, a move up to the 200 SMA looks about a 10% move. Can't be too mad at that. I mean, if Bitcoin holds, if it consolidates, there's no reason that you don't see that next move up for a lot of these cryptos. There's no reason. Because right now, your trend is your friend until the end. All right, your trend is showing you still bullish momentum. So we don't get scared until we break it. Which, for the record, like looking at this right now, this kind of channel is it's an ascending channel, so you are more likely to break to the downside. But we've talked about this before, you know, this argument about bullish and bearish patterns. Like, wait, at what point is this bearish when it continues to take you up and away, and you're just following it up? Like this is supposed to be bearish, right? But like it broke to the upside, but you are like, even from here, you're down 30%. So yeah, it's looking okay right now, honestly. 200 SMA is your enemy. That's what it's having a hard time with. But if you get over the 200 SMA as well, I don't know about the, maybe. Yeah, actually, I think if you get over the 200 SMA, a push up to, I'm not going to call it the 382 because this is really a fib retracement, but you can see the horizontal. You can see the very clear price action. You got your support, you got your breakdown, you got your retest, and you got your continuation off of this level right here at about 26.3. So a move up. Now this would break out in a direction that it technically shouldn't, but it's all right. 34%, 33%. Very realistic move for H bar, honestly. You just need Bitcoin to consolidate, man. That's the biggest thing. If we don't get the inverse Kramer, you're seeing the potential for a lot of these cryptos to really recover some of the downside moves. Because I mean, we've gotten a change of character confirmation on most of them, right? So you take that horizontal breakout retest and then look for that move or that continuation to the upside. So you're seeing that on a lot of them. Now it's just a matter of just getting over some of this heavy resistance, like the 200 SMA. Like, you just don't want to be under that. But man, you get over the 200 SMA over about 22 cents. I think that's the play. You get a breakout retest. That's the play in my mind. 20% move. So let me get rid of some of this stuff real quick. Cool. Clear all that up. Again. So right here, that's where you want to see the breakout retest. And I think that's probably about where the fun, well, I won't say completely will be done, but that's where I would exit if I was taking a trade personally. And then you just wait for the next setup. Crypto Princess, what's up to you? Thanks for being here. Does BTC still have 97 to 93 in it? Bro, like, I would say yes. I would say yes. One of my key levels right now is 98, and then the other one is 95 too. And liquidity is down there as well, right? So liquidity sitting, I think, we can go back real quick. I'm gonna wrap it up though here. But yeah, I mean, people, think about it. Think about what you were thinking right here. Like, people were like, oh, well, never, and you heard them. We'll never see, you know, these numbers again. That's what they say every time. We'll never see those numbers again. Yo, it comes back and retests the high of the range like over and over again. So, this has been an epic move to the upside. It's been pretty nice. But if you have liquidity, you got liquidity at 102. I mean, so that's definitely within play. Let's actually go to the liquidation heat map and look at it on a zoomed out time frame. It's usually when you can get a little bit more, formulate a little bit more of your bias, right? Sorry about the whites. I'm sure you're all blind now. You're welcome for that. All right, let's go to the 6 month. Yo, if you guys don't follow Crypto Princess, get over there, check her out. She does a really good, cool content, interviews with a lot of, what the hell? All right, a lot of interviews with a lot of very notable people in the space. It's been pretty cool to see. It's really neat seeing their stories and kind of hear from their perspective as well, because, you know, there's two sides to a lot of stories, and there's definitely been some people that, you know, we'll say have interesting past, no doubt about it. All right, so 6 month. Looks like your hotspot on the 6 month is about 107. I think we talked about that a little bit, 107.2. So here you go. You have liquidity. It's not a lot, but you do have liquidity around 90K. So there will always be an incentive to come back down and grab some liquidity. And when you're talking about this here, right? You're talking about more than $1 billion worth of liquidity. So am I going to play this and saying that, like, hey, like, we have to go here? No, I'm not going to do that, but I'm going to be ready. I'm definitely going to be ready, because we're in the business of making money. So come back down here, grab that liquidity. What happens, what we pay attention to is this right here. Two things to look for. All right, very clear area of support and resistance. Very clear. Here's your support. Here's your resistance. Horizontal comes pretty much right through at about 90K. So you can clear the liquidity, and then there is no more liquidity in this area right here. I don't know if this is going to be enough incentive to keep driving the price action down, but what happens is you look for spots like this where it gets dark, and this means that there's no more liquidity to chase. So what's the incentive to continue to push the price down? There's not. So what a lot of people do, I won't say a lot of people, the smarter investors, the big money, all right, your stop loss, that's what this is. Your stop loss and your liquidation areas are their entry. That's why you see bounces here all the time. This is why I follow liquidity. One of the things that I say is know where the liquidity is, or you are the liquidity. All right, so now we are zoomed out. We're looking at this. So this is kind of my bias, or why I would say yes to your answer, or your question, sorry, because there's liquidity here. And so it's definitely on the table. It's definitely possible. And you never know. You never know what news is going to come out. Like, it could be something really silly. Like China's like, hey, all deals are off. If they come out and say all deals are off, like we're not messing with the US for the next 90 days, what do you think is going to happen? Market dumps the dues, right? So why not put an alert somewhere around 90K if you think that that's potential? I would say maybe as high as like 92, really, because we banged out trades on 92 for quite some time. We were taking that as the area of support. We were just hitting on it over and over again, 92 to 93K, and then finally it broke down. But yeah, I think it could come back down here. Long story short, there's liquidity here. Once we clear this liquidity, like what else they gonna chase? You get up to 109. It's the same story. There's nothing up here. There's no more incentive. Right now there is incentive. So that's been some of my best calls, honestly. It was driven by liquidity. I think the 50K call that we had, I was the, I won't say the only person, but everybody was giving me the stank eye when I was calling for 50K. And I was talking about 73K as well. So, and that was all derived from liquidity. Now, let me be fully transparent when I tell you that this is less liquidity than what I was seeing before. All right, with 50K and with 73K, it was hot. Okay, it's like you saw something like this where it was bright. All right, it stood out to the point where like it was like $1 billion in like a small area, and I was like, hey, they ain't gonna let that go. We're talking about multiple billions. So that's I was calling for 50K when we were up over 100. The first time we went up over 100, broke the all-time high. I was calling for 50K, and that was all based on liquidity, just knowing where the liquidity was, and everybody thought I was crazy. And that was a great trade for me. I bought. I had a limit order. I put it live. Like everyone saw me do it. It was on Piper Academy. I went live, and I was like, I'm doing this now. This is how much I believe in it. And I sounded like a crazy man for a few months. So, but it is what it is. Yes, I do think we can go back down there. I don't know, the incentive is less than it was before, but it's definitely a possibility. All right, cool. That is that. We'll go ahead and wrap the show up today. Hope everyone enjoyed it. Please help me out. If you haven't liked, please smash a like. I would really, really appreciate that. Subscribe if you haven't already. That also helps. Notifications on. Building that watch hour. The watch hours. I need the watch hours, man. And then, short little shill session. We got 10% off trading fees for futures and spot. And that is perpetual. That is forever. The life of your account. So please go over to Bitunix. Use the link and save yourself some money. The code is TradeFly10. All right, TradeFly10. I can get you 35% on ChartPrime. All right, so you've seen some of the indicators that we use today. 35% on your first month, and that is about it. Get over the Discord. Come on over to the Discord. We're dropping TA and trade setups. There's all kinds of stuff. Got a nice little community there. It's friendly, and even for the crazies, I got a little special section for the crazies too. So if you'd like to have fun and talk all kinds of craziness, let me know. I can get you in a little safe zone for you crazies. All right, I'm gonna get out of here. Hope everyone has a great day. As always, trade safe, be safe, and I'm out.
Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. Hustle hard, hustle every single day. I'll be making moves till I'm buried in my grave. To the system, I don't wanna be a slave. I've been doing shit my way, or the highway. And in the driveway is a nice range. Cause I grind through the climb, I invite pain. You'll never hear me
bitch, nah, I don't complain. Just gotta flip the switch and you can go and obtain anything you want, anything you need. Your mind's got the key ingredient, it's belief. They deceive with the negativity, but I just slide right by that energy. Even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go, 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 go. You got a mind, but even that could change. You could flip the gray matter like some batter in your brain. That's why I say, fake it till you make it A. And if you play that game, then you just might make a change. Rearrange all the bad to okay. Take the worst thoughts saying, turn them to a game. Take the best thoughts saying, put them on display. On repeat in your brain till you're feeling no more pain. Never slow yourself down, you can do some more. Push past all the pain and you'll find a door. Open it up and finally explore everything that you thought you could never do before. And even when you feel low, you can still go. Even when you feel slow, you can still go. Even when there's no hope, you can still go. I never answer to no, man, I still go. Go.